everyone. Today James will be the PT. He's going to be talking about me, the Topo Athletic Terraventure 3. Woo! Okay, that's enough. That's enough Terraventure 3. Okay, at ease. Yes, hey everyone, I'm James will be the PT, and this is my review of the Topo Athletic Terraventure 3. So stick around. So I bought the shoe for a couple of different reasons. First off, because Altra stopped making their King MT, which is a shoe I really liked, and this seemed like it was the closest thing on the market to that. In this video, I'm going to talk about my likes of the shoe. I'm going to talk about a few of my dislikes of the shoe. So let's begin. So I first bought this shoe because it comes with Vibram Mega Grip. So Vibram makes a lot of different types of rubber compounds, and a specific compound called Vibram Mega Grip is really designed for the trails. It grips wet rocks extremely well, and it just provides a really good coefficient of friction on wet rocks, wet dirt. It's awesome. It's not to be confused. It's not the actual lug pattern itself. It's the rubber compound they're actually using. So love Vibram Mega Grip. I just did a review on the Altra LP Alpine or Lone Peak Alpine, and this shoe does not have the Mega Grip. And you can really notice the difference between the traction of this shoe on wet rocks versus this shoe. This is much better. So Altra, step up your game, okay? I also really like these aggressive lugs. So I think these are 6mm lugs, and they basically work like cleats. So on wet grass, wet dirt, mud, or whatever, they just really dig in. So that combination of the Mega Grip with this aggressive lug pattern, awesome traction on the trail. So big fan of that. Pretty much all Topos have a really voluminous toe box. I've got a ton of room here for my toes to splay out nicely. That's real important to me. And then lastly, this shoe has a minimal drop. So this shoe has a 3mm drop. I'm typically used to a 0 drop. So drop meaning the difference in height between the rear foot and the forefoot. So the difference here is 3mm. It's pretty minimal, but I can actually feel it, especially when I'm used to a shoe that has a 0 drop like this from my Altra shoes or my 0 shoes. All have 0 drop. So I don't really love that, but 3mm isn't that much. All right, so those are all the reasons I bought the shoe. This is definitely more of a shoe than what I'm used to. And to be quite honest, it's a bit too much of a shoe for me. I'm used to some shoes that are a little bit more flexible. Either they're minimalist shoes or some of the more flexible Altras out there. This shoe isn't really flexible. You know, that takes a lot of effort. This really doesn't want to bend. This shoe, a little bit less thick, but you know, it actually bends and twists pretty easily. I like that. This guy, definitely more stiff and rigid. Kind of really locks my foot in place, doesn't really let my foot act like a foot. And some people really like that. Me, I would like a little bit more flexibility. This shoe also comes with a little bit of arch support. I don't know if you can see that in there, but there is a little bit of a buildup on the medial portion of the arch here. Personally, I don't really like that. I want my foot to act like a foot. I don't really want any motion control, and I just wish it was flat. And you can even see here, hopefully I'm doing that okay, this isn't as high as this. So this is a bit built up there, providing a little bit of motion control. Personally, I don't really love that, but some people do. A pretty cool feature of the shoe, I would say, is the lacing in the heel counter. So the heel counter is kind of stiff there, a bit reinforced, and it really does an awesome job of just locking you in, okay? So I feel like super secure, like I'm not gonna slide around in the shoe. And with the lacing that they have, and like these little bit of like piece of reinforcement here, and you can't see it, it's reinforced here and here, it does a really good job of locking your foot in place, but you still have the ability to really splay your toes. So that's kind of cool. However, I just, again, because of the stiffness of the shoe, etc., I feel like it limits a bit of my foot motion. And some people really like that, others don't. I don't really love that, personally. But I do like the fact that I can be walking on the side of a hill like this, and it just, my foot doesn't slide around. Whereas in this Lone Peak Alpine, my foot definitely slides around more. So that's something to think about. They chose some great laces here. These laces, whatever they use, they just like don't come in tied, so that was super swell. With regards to the EVA that they use, this is a pretty firm, responsive EVA, which I'm a fan of. I do like that. I wish it was a little less thick, and I think that would provide a little bit more flexibility, but it's definitely like a little bit more of a dense EVA. So if you're looking, despite the thickness of the shoe, if you're looking for something that's really cushiony, this isn't the shoe for you. This is definitely a firmer, more responsive EVA. But this mesh that they have up here, it seems very durable. I think the shoe's gonna last. And I don't think I'm gonna blow out my toe right here because it's such a voluminous toe box. They've also did a little bit of reinforcement in here along the toe. I think that'll help with the longevity of the shoe. This, we'll see what happens. It seems like it's glued on really well, but that's not stitched. I like the fact that it's gator adaptable. That's cool. So you can have a point here and back here, so you can put a gator on, whereas this shoe, again, big fan of the shoe. I did a review on it. Check out this channel if you want to learn more about the Ultra Alpine LP or LP Alpine. This shoe is great, but you can't attach a gator to it. They should have included that. All right, so I think that'll about do it. All right, so let's talk about quick little summary. Super wide toe box, amazing grip, love the grip. Really good aggressive lugs, awesome traction on the trail. Does a super good job of securing your foot in place. Great. Relatively lightweight, all right? A little bit of arch support, not very flexible, all right? Fair amount of cushioning with or fair amount of EVA with kind of a firm, responsive feel to it. And I think that'll do it. All right, guys. Hopefully that helps out with your decision in considering whether or not you want to purchase one of these. Oh yeah, lastly, it's got a rock plate in it. So long story short, I can go bombing over gnarly rocks with this. Doesn't hurt my foot. All right. This is an 8.5. I think I could maybe squeeze into an 8. I feel like an 8.5, that's what I wear in Ultras. I wear a 9 in Zeros. This shoe is just slightly big for me, but that still gives me lots of play. If I cinch the shoe down well enough, it locks me in well. All right, hopefully you guys found this review helpful. If you like this review, please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and thanks so much for watching.